Good morning, Malaysia and Southeast Asia. Here we are with Kenyatta in the studio. This is a preview of the fifth weekend of the third Global Empowerment Summit, and I'm so happy to share this moment with Kenyatta last week. But not least, there are so many exciting things coming up. I mean, fashion, art, well-being, behavior. A lot of things coming up, and I'm so happy to welcome you in the studio. Kenyatta, how have you been?
I've been fantastic. And Andrea, how have you been? You know, this is
Sleepy?
amazing. Sleeping, yes. I think we're on two different days right now. It could be late where you are,
Yes, it's
you know.
Wednesday for me. So Wednesday morning for me. I think it's Wednesday evening for you, right? Or
It's Tuesday evening for me.
okay,
So
before me, one
so
more.
you are in the future. So how's the future looking? It's looking bright.
Looking bright, looking bright. You know, Alchan is already here with us,
Hey,
greeting
Al.
you. Jagatis is also here. Uh,
Yay!
yeah, missing you. I know that you have been so busy. So tell us a little bit about what happened to you in the last months or last
Ooh,
time that since we haven't met.
right. It's been a minute, right, since we've had a chance to connect. So hello, everyone out there in the Global Empowerment Hub community. It's good to see you. And my name's Kenyatta. And, I am the CEO and founder of my own consulting firm called Freedom Empire Consulting. But I'm also the co-founder and Chief Behavioral Superpowers Officer for Dream Smart Behavioral Solutions. And the past several months, what's been taking so much of my time is with Dream Smart Behavioral Solutions and really refining what it is that we're building and creating our coaching programs and our certification programs. I've been certifying coaches to do what I do, which is pretty amazing. And it's quite time consuming, right? It's like I specialize in, behavioral superpowers, which we'll probably talk a little bit about, but part of what we know we want to do with the company and what we have to do is certify other coaches and consultants to use the tool. And so I'm the trainer. So there's a lot that goes into that, but it's been so much fun because I was traveling and speaking and all over the place, like kind of over the spring. And then boom, I ruptured my Achilles tendon skateboarding. So I'm a skateboarder, by the way. And so that happened at the beginning of July. So you know what that did? That sat my butt right in this chair because it was my right foot, Andrea, and I couldn't drive because it's my right foot. So I literally just started driving a couple weeks ago. So going through a surgery. Yeah, I'm like, I'm free, but going through a
Milestone.
surgery, a cast, a walker, a knee scooter, a cane. And I'm just now where probably the last 2 weeks, I started driving again and I started walking without a cane again. So I am blessed. I am here. I am healing. And, I saw it for myself. And so that's been an interesting time doing all the other things that were going on, but then kind of being grounded too, because it slowed me down in some ways, but then which required me to speed up in other ways because I had the time, I guess, I was, you just shift things a little bit, right? So yeah, it's been busy.
Well, so nice to be with you and here in the in this summit again, and I'm happy to have you on stage. And before we get into your topic, which is something very specific, I would also ask you, because today is all about digital and all about sustainability. That's our topic for this whole summit. So when you think about digital, did it help that we were already transformed into this digital way of doing things while you had this unfortunate event? I mean, maybe that's
God.
something that is also an advantage and a benefit of going digital, right?
Without I mean, the beautiful part is I was able to continue to do everything I really needed to do. And okay, so we think about all the things that were at my disposal, right? So I had people to give me rides places when I needed. But if I didn't have anyone to give me a ride, I could order something. I could have everything. So the digital sustainability of the transformation of where we're at right now, it's Jetsons right now. Like I didn't have to leave the house if I didn't need to, right? So all the things that have been happening over the last several years, right? The last 3 years that really taught us all how to live differently. I was blessed for that opportunity when I couldn't get in my car and just drive and go where I needed to go, because I was still able to have meetings, still able to talk to people on my my little computer, but I was able to be on Zoom calls and do lives. And obviously social media keeps you in contact with people, but you can literally just pick up the phone and call someone. But I didn't slow down because I was in front of my computer as much as I needed to be to keep my business growing, to keep my brand building, to keep in communication with people that I care about. And if I needed something, it could be delivered. Pretty much everything I needed, I could get. And that was due to technology and the digital age, for sure.
Yeah, there are many benefits, I think. Yeah, we were thinking and talking about the abundance that we have today with all these technologies with Manoj last week, that people normally focus on the negative side. What will happen? How is it a big bubble? And then it's not useful at all, and so and so. And there are so many, battles going on. But at the end, there is so much opportunity that it brings to the table, right?
There's so much abundance, and there's more than enough to go around. And even when the situation happened with my foot, as shocking as it was, because it was kind of a fluke out of nowhere. I was just pushing with my skateboard, and I felt like someone punched me in the back of the ankle, and that was the Achilles just boop, just rupturing, right? And in that moment, when I realized, when I went to the doctor, and he's like, "Oh, this isn't a sprain. Like you need surgery." I've never had a surgery before, so my first thought was, "Oh, a surgery. What am I gonna?" And my next thought was, "Wait, whoa. No. Whatever's about to happen, this is what you need to go through right now in this moment. So in this moment, how are you going to turn this adversity into an opportunity? Because it's there, but you have to stop yourself and think and ask yourself, where is the opportunity in this thing, right? So when it comes to technology and the digital age and what we discuss, about this, well, the first thought is like, just like I couldn't avoid the surgery, it was already there. The technology is already here. so it's not going away. And it doesn't matter that no one asked you about it. I felt the same way when things changed from my vinyl records to cassettes. No one asked me about that, got my permission. And then when going from cassettes to CDs, I never liked CDs, right? But nobody asked Kenyatta what she thought about that, right? All of a sudden they were just there, and I could make a choice. My choice was I didn't buy them, but I could have bought them. I just skipped kind of right to streaming, like, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's already there. So then what are you going to do with it? And that's kind of how I looked at it. Like, well, you can't drive. So what does that mean? How are you going to still foster the relationships that are important to you? What does that look like? Now you just get to do things in a different way. It's not a bad way, but it's a different way. And it taught me some things about myself. It taught me about what I really, truly needed to have at my disposal, at times. It's very interesting. But again, I always look for, okay, well, if this thing has to happen, where's the good in it? Because I know it's in there somewhere. And I choose that. That's a choice, though. And I choose that.
Yeah, choose the good side. Look at the bright side, right? As we say.
Absolutely.
So nice to talk about this part and about how you connect it to digital transformation, how you see the sustainable part of it. And then we can slowly swim towards your topic, which is about behavior matters. And the first question, and I think I have never asked you this question, how have you met with this methodology? So how was your first encounter with behaviors and why they are so important?
Ooh, so much fun. So first I met Dr. Greg Spencer, who's one of the co-founders as well. And he and I were working on another project called Footsteps to Brilliance, which is a bilingual literacy program for children. That's how we first started talking. And I was introducing him to people who school systems who could use this tool. Then he introduced me to Jeff Morris, who was one of the founders of Dream Smart. And we had a fairly quick conversation. And right away, he's like, well, I want you to take this exercise, and this is what we do. Take the exercise. And I'm like, okay. So I love personality tests, and I always want to do the little quizzes and everything like that. It's always fun. And so I took this exercise, and what happened, I didn't see it coming, but that was January 2019. And from that moment, you could not stop me. I've been talking about behavior ever since. So literally, it was like I was asking for something I didn't know I was asking for. And then it landed in my lap and I sat there and said, oh, here you are. Okay, let's go. And I've been running at 100% like since then, it seems. Jeff says, I'm the type of person, that is like Kobe Bryant. He would say, like, give me the ball and get out of the way, because that's what I do. So they gave me the tool and got out of my way. Basically, is what happened, and let me use it and experiment with it and research with it and architect it the way that I saw it had the capacity to be used. But more importantly, it taught me some things about myself that, and Jeff says that he calls it like a CAR. Either it gives you confirmation, affirmation, or revelation about the information about yourself. So it confirmed many things for me, the data. And I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing. It affirmed many things for me, but there were some revelations there as well. Some aha moments where I realized that I have my superpowers here, but I also have my kryptonite over here. And oftentimes they're two sides of the same coin. And it taught me how to understand and accept that about myself, celebrate it, and just simply be aware so that I could be the best version of myself. So when I realized that, the experience really changed, because what I realized is I wasn't necessarily doing what I was built to do in the way that I could do it. It's like it took the lid off of something that I didn't even realize maybe I'd been keeping the lid on, even though I've been doing it for 20 something years. I mean, I've been a coach unofficially since I was 18 years old when I started working at a college, right? I didn't realize that, but unofficially. But it took the lid off and said, no, Kenyatta, you need to go out into the world. You need to make this your business. You need to be a speaker, a coach, a trainer. You need to monetize who you are, basically, with the knowledge you have, but more importantly, with the superpowers you have. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So that was my first experience. And I haven't been, and now I'm certifying people and training them like a dream come true. I created my own certification, right? So with this, now I've got people who get trained to do what I do. So now the circle is literally came back around, because now it's like a pebble in the pond, right? A ripple effect can affect other people's lives based on my experience. So that's all I could ask for.
And I think we all can see your passion. So that's really nice when you are getting into your place and when you are doing what you like to do, and then you are in this flow moment. We all know that we are unstoppable. Even if we are taking on crazy things, we can do that because something behind this, like,
and we are taking on crazy things, because you are too.
Yeah, that's like this. But I think that's nice that people can see that it's okay to do sometimes crazy things like this, because it's just, I don't know how you feel, Kenyatta, about it, but the rewards behind that, the people, how they change, how you can inspire others to find themselves, I guess, on your side, and to start something and to get out of their comfort zone on my side. I think that just gives us so much fulfillment, and it gives back all the hustle and all the tiredness. I mean, I don't feel it.
Right? You don't even feel it. I have a friend many years ago when I worked at college that said sometimes students would come to us and just give us feedback on their experience, right? And what their experience at our college had done for them, or in some sort of capacity. And we would look at each other and we'd be like, it's another one of those checks you just can't cash. Meaning the feeling, again, is like it reminds you all over again why you were working 80 hours a week. Why you were doing what you were doing, because again, we don't get tired from doing the thing that we love. We don't want to stop doing it, especially if it's meeting some of our other needs. There's a phrase called ikigai. Have you heard of it before?
Oh, wait, I have the book somewhere, just arrived.
Yeah, and it's powerful, and I talk about it often because I know, I feel like I have an understanding of the moment when I found my ikigai. And so, I don't need to stop doing what I'm doing that brings me such fulfillment and energizes me and charges my life, so you have to rest, obviously. And I take my rest. I understand how I have to reset. my meditation, my yoga, my stretching, my watering the plants, my taking a walk, my going out with my friends, like those, that's my downtime that needs to happen because I do need to recharge. But that doesn't mean that in the back of my head, I'm thinking about the thing also that I'm excited to get back to. Because I say, I think someone wrote a quote about it before, but I say it all the time, is that building a life I don't need to take a vacation from, because my life is the vacation. So it's like I'm doing what I love and I'm having a good time and I get paid for it. Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
What else
And
am I
I
supposed to be doing?
conclusion that we were talking, most of the coaches that are in this project and who are coming on stage here, they are saying the same, that at one point in their lives, it just turned into something that is part of their life. And even if they are showing up for me, being here late night or early morning, 7:30, Rachel was tuning in, Rachel back, 7:30.
Oh, 7:30 for her. Oh, yeah, she's in Florida. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, even if we do that, it's part of our life and it's not work anymore. It's just showing up for our network and showing up for our friends. So it's amazing. But let's get back to the behaviors and how you think they can help you once you know your type and once you know who you are, how it can enhance your life. We will talk about this more at the masterclass this weekend, but just a little bit about it. Why is it so important?
Well, Andrea, it's about, Al says, good behavioral science, power to success. Yes, right there. What Al just said. I don't need to say anything. So, here's what I found, right, is that people always want to know, like, who they are. I mean, it's an age-old question. Who am I? Right? It's like one of the most Googled questions, right? Who am I? They want to know what their unique gifts, skills, talents, and abilities are. It's no accident that people ask themselves all the time and ask other people, what's your superpower? Why is that? Do people ask this question? Well, it's because everybody wants to identify with something that is unique to them. What makes them special? We're all here together and we're all connected through energy. I mean, there's only mass and there's energy. That's it, right? So it's not like we're separate from each other. We are one together, energy, but we have different frequencies that we vibrate at, right? There's different things. And so the things that make us different oftentimes are the things that people want to know more about. This is why personality tests exist, because people are trying to ask the question. So to go deeper though, we also want to know, why are we? Like, who am I and why am I? And that's another level of question. So why is it so important is because if someone has a deep level of self-awareness, so you watching this and listening, everyone listening right now, if you have a deep level of self-awareness, you understand how and why you're wired to behave the way you do, communicate the way you do, make decisions, live your life, process information, how you learn. If you have a deep understanding of that and a deep acceptance of that, so now you've identified who you are, but also you accept who you are. Even if you think there's things you want to change and grow into and evolve, you still choose to accept the moment that you're in, right? Honor that moment. So you accept who you are at the moment and say, but I want to work on X, personal development, right? Ask yourself this question. What does personal development mean to develop the person, right? With some particular thing, but what's your baseline? How do you know what to develop? You have to have awareness, right? So if you have the awareness to go, this is who I am, and I'm cool with this. I want to work on some things, but I'm still happy with myself. Then you have higher self-esteem. You have more confidence. You have self-love. And that alone is going to lead to better mental health. Bottom line. Okay. Next, if you have a deep level of self-awareness, then you probably can easier identify or more easily identify the differences between you and other people. Now, when you identify those differences, you don't take it personal. You don't expect you from other people. anymore, because you realize that that's who they are. And that's just as okay as you being okay with yourself. They get to be okay with themselves. And you don't have to worry about that because you're secure. Okay. So if you can understand yourself, understand the differences in other people, then now you have the ability to manage those differences and celebrate those differences, right? Now that self-love that you have ripples out across the world. That's why I think behavioral self-awareness is so important, because it's more than just knowing what your personality is. Personalities change all the time. Behavior and who you are and why you are hardly ever changes, even though it can be tweaked. Okay. But as who you are, Andrea, you've always been this community builder. That's amazing. Like, you literally have built the most massive community that there is out there. Your heart is full of love and gold and glitter. You know what I mean? Like, so sweet, so kind, so compassionate. But you are a powerhouse, like a force to be reckoned with. You've probably always been that in some kind of way since you were about 5. Your parents, you're probably dancing and spinning in circles in front of your parents. That didn't change. And it's not going to change unless you decide, I'm not going to dance. But your heart will be wanting to dance, So it's important and you got to some point where you just accepted that and said, not only am I going to accept it, I'm going to embrace it and celebrate it. And I'm going to make a career out of it. And I'm going to teach other people. I mean, again, but think about how many people out in the world have that thing that they think about themselves, but they suppress it because someone said to them, you can't do that. That's not going to work. You should be a doctor, or whatever. Everyone else has ideas, but their ideas can't, it's hard for them to not have ideas that are rooted in what they see in their lens, their tunnel vision, right? For you. So when you have behavioral awareness and you go through the process that, like what I do, your mind, I mean, it blows people's minds consistently. First go back, their heads are high and they're like, yeah. And you know what? They start saying no more often, the things that are not in behavioral alignment with them.
So true. Achan is just stepping in, dancing, and to change and influence the world. Way to go!
Yes.
And we have also Jagati saying that she did your behavior analysis, and then it was so completely true about herself, and she shared it
with many friends. I love how now Jag is. If I remember, Jag, you are a reflective thinker, extremely detail oriented, so much so that I think she put the date that she took it in the message. These things don't change. Much love to you, Jag.
I think this is an exciting week, and I'm so happy to have you. We will have a masterclass with Kenyatta on Sunday. You can still upgrade and you can still join the masterclass. So please reach out to us either on the website, either to just DM me, guys, if you want to come. It's a 2 hours masterclass. And what will be at the masterclass, Kenyatta? What is exactly the thing that we go through? How exciting will it be?
Oh my gosh, so exciting. You won't even be able to stand it. Well, I love that we're doing it together, right? So we are going to be doing this masterclass together, and it's about character building, confidence, charisma, and the things that help you show up in your, and I'm going to use the word, and I love this, authentic self. That is such a popular word right now. And I love it because, again, people will ask the question, well, what is my authentic self? What does that really look like? And so if you have that self-confidence, you have behavioral awareness, your style of charisma and how you build character will be literally wired to how you do it. And I'm going to give people in the masterclass an opportunity to find out what their behavioral superpower styles are. So make sure you show up, because there's going to be a link that I'm going to share. And Andrea, you're going to tell me how I'm going to do that, because there's going to be a link that Andrea's going to help me share with you so that you can take the behavioral exercise and you can then have the results and be looking at them and working through them as we're having the conversations about confidence and charisma and character building. Again, you have to have a baseline. So for instance, charisma and your level of how you express yourself is measurable. And this isn't subjective. This is behavioral science. It's backed with 30 years of research. It's validated in 125 countries and in 11 different languages. I didn't make this up. Okay, so the data is powerful. And from that, we can have conversations about how you can ultimately, and I'm going to just say this, it's really about confidence. That's where character building and charisma come from. It comes from your level of self-confidence. So we're going to spend a lot of time talking about that because there's a formula behind building confidence. And that's ultimately what we're going to speak a lot about. Your behavioral confidence to be accurate.
Love it. And I'm so excited about it and so happy to have you with us again. And yeah, I think that's going to be something very special at the end of this summit. And I'm so happy to close the summit with this because we started with personal growth and then we are closing with personal growth. And I think that sends the message that without looking inwards, without making the base strong, without having that strong core, as I say as a dancer, you can
the core.
We need that.
Yes, everything moves around the core. You know what I'm saying? I love it. One thing I want to add really quickly as well for those who are watching this live right now, you heard me earlier speaking about how I certify people to use this tool. And I'm going to have to mention because it's next week and it's soon. It's going to be our 5th cohort certifying coaches to use this tool. It's called our Behavioral Superpowers Coaches Certification. So if you are interested in that, then go to www.dreamsmartbehavioralsolutions.com. Dreamsmartbehavioralsolutions.com. And all the information about the certification is right there on the front page. You're going to see this video of me, yakking, and I'll be talking about the certification. So you may realize, you know what? I want to know more about myself. My coaches tell me that half the certification is so powerful because it's all about them and their own personal growth. As we're speaking about personal growth, only then they learn how to teach to other people, but they have their own behavioral awareness in that process. So I just wanted to throw that out there because it's coming up soon. Thank you so much for throwing that in there. I appreciate that.
Yes, please just check it in the comments. Even if you're not watching this live now, but you are watching it later, please reach out to Kenyatta. This is something very, very new, right? This is this year's achievement that you build this for coaches. And I saw you promoting it and having all the masterclasses. It was webinars, right? Explaining how you do it and why is it good for coaches. And me especially, I was also asking you to, okay, I have this coachee and how could we help her to find herself? So I may sponsor her to be at your masterclass this weekend. So maybe that will be
awesome. Yes. And we'll talk about that. I'll help you with her. Absolutely. Whatever we got to do.
That would be great. That would be amazing. So guys, be there. And we have amazing program coming up. It's all about art and fashion, well-being, behaviors, a lot of beautiful designers, art gallery owners, singers, are coming, and also metaverse fashion enthusiasts. So it's kind of
excited about that
beautiful weekend.
You pulled together. Okay, if you guys are watching this, just give a round of applause to Andrea for how amazing. Receive it. I mean, she is pulling off the most amazing feat. I love it. With all of these speakers, all the activities, all the networking, all the opportunities, I am in awe, shock and awe is how amazing you are. So congratulations. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of it as well. So for the second time.
I couldn't do without you guys. I mean, that's all about you also. And all the hundreds, I always say, without the 130 speakers, I couldn't do it because you are showing up and you are empowering others. And it's the knowledge that you share. So we can all do this, guys, empower others without labels. And then they can also give it further. So I think that's the goal.
Yep. Keep sharing. Sharing is caring.
Yes, so good. All right. Thank you so much, Kenyatta. I wish you a beautiful evening. Have a nice rest. And then we see you very, very soon on Sunday at the masterclass.
See you in a couple of days. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye, Jag and Al, and anyone else who's watching.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. Get some sleep, Andrea.
Yes, we'll do that. Right. After I schedule everything for this weekend. Bye.
Hmm.
All right, so technology is like this. It happens sometimes. I have been thrown out of the studio and it got a blackout. So I hope this will not happen this weekend more. But we are coming back with Kenyatta and with all the other speakers. So thank you so much for all those who have been here with me. I will not play a video just to make sure that my screen is not freezing again, but I will tell you about what's happening next this weekend. So this weekend will be all about art and fashion, the future of art and fashion and well-being. So that those are the topics that we will be speaking about. We are starting on Friday morning in Malaysia, Southeast Asia, GMT +8 time on Singapore time zone. We will start with photography, then we will go into self-confidence, then we will wander off to designers and fashion world, and we also go to community building. Later in the afternoon, we have an art gallery owner, we have metaverse topics, we have sustainable fashion, we have digitalization, we have a Guinness record holder coming and sharing his experience. We have also a lot of models showing up and telling their career, how they have started, because at the Global Empowerment Hub, we have a project called My Digital Fashion Week that I'm part of, and we are sponsoring many models and helping models to become successful, have some opportunities. With Anwar Faisal, who is the founder of the My Digital Fashion Week, and some of our models will be coming on board. We also have someone who is scouting actors and actresses, and some of our members have been already part of beautiful movies and advertisements just because of him. Then we have also artists, designers, and its creators in the digital space, which will be also very exciting. And then we are closing again with sustainability from a different perspective, from someone that is coming from for waste management and making that part sustainable. And then we have an exciting metaverse networking again, but this time it will be about fashion. So we have a metaverse room that we have been sponsored by Meta Hub from Jamie, and Jamie has created this beautiful universe for us, where we will enter and we will find posters on the walls of different models that we are working with, and we have also show that we can watch together in our virtual theater. So I'm super excited. This will be Saturday evening. And then Sunday, we will have the masterclass with Kenyatta in the morning, in the evening for the US, and afternoon for everyone else. So basically, the masterclass is a 2 hours masterclass. You can still sign up and sponsor someone to be part of it. And then after that, we will just close I cannot imagine, I mean, we are already there. We will close the Global Empowerment Summit, the third Global Empowerment Summit. We will have a little bit of closing note, and then we have an after party in Kuala Lumpur for those who are living here, and we will just get together and celebrate together the success of these 5 weeks and all the people that have been part of it. So that's it. This is the 5th week. So please be involved, engage and support, and make sure that you're showing up for the networking. It's very exciting. It's in a metaverse place. You can relive your experience when you were a kid and exploring some new games. And it's just a crazy new thing that we will explore together. And then, yes, that's it. And I'm so happy to have you here, guys. Have a beautiful Wednesday and Thursday. I'm scheduling all the links now and all the programs. You can already see some of them in the Global Empowerment Hub calendar, in the programs on the website. Please go there, check it out. And if you would like to, please sponsor someone to come to the masterclasses. Be there for the 2 hours with Kenyatta. So thank you so much, guys. Love you all. Sorry for the technology mistake, and see you again on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Bye-bye, guys.